Well, hopefully it'll be my last call on this Saturday that's starting to get a little cloudy, and maybe I'll have time to go home and be a nerd and play with a motorcycle. But last one here, a lady gave us a call and said she noticed her AC wasn't really working yesterday afternoon. She had her neighbor drop by and he tried to see if anything obvious was going on, and said he noticed there was some icing on the outside. The big line out there looked like a big can of Coca-Cola sized ice around it. So obviously we're freezing up, but whether that may be a refrigerant issue, there again, got to always remember it's all about the pressure drop, or the pressure of the refrigerant through there. So it may be refrigerant, may be a pressure drop device, could be an airflow issue, dirty filter, dirty coil, something going on with the fan motor. But we'll stop by, take a look. Hopefully it's something we can get rectified for her really quick and have her cooling this Saturday afternoon. And we'll go home and ride a bike around. Well, we can definitely hear the unit running as far as the outdoor unit. Already starting to frost up, it looks like. But our blower motor's not running. Let's open this guy up and see what we find. Our motor's humming, but it's not actually running. It's very hot to the touch. We do see a capacitor back there, so we know it's a permanent split capacitor motor. It just kicked off, but let's check this capacitor. So we are looking for a 15 here, and it's very hot to the touch itself. So we're just showing open load here, which basically tells us we have a bad capacitor. This motor is hot enough, though, we may change this capacitor and end up with a situation where it's not starting anyway. So due to the fact it was making sounds, it is trying, but heat is the #1 killer of motors. So we'll replace this capacitor first and see what happens, and it may require some time to cool down before the safety in here closes. So we don't have a direct replacement for that particular capacitor being a 15, but I do have these Master Fit Pros, and what we essentially have is one capacitor body case, but if we look on the top, we have our common right there in the middle, and then each one of these prongs is a separate value. So we have a 7.5, a 5, and a 2.5. So as you probably remember from capacitors, capacitors in parallel are the sum total of all the capacitors. So we can take our 7.5, parallel it to the 5, and they're paralleled because they all have the same common. So it's not, it looks like it's in series on the top, but it's really not. They're all separate to the center. Then we can take our 5 and hook it to our 2.5. And what we end up with is a, should be very close to a 15. So basically we can just go to any one of these, since they're all parallel now, to the common. And I've got 14.95. So right in range for a 15. So we'll install this guy. And again, since these are all essentially paralleled, our common for our fan motor, which is that bigger purple wire, and our common coming from the main power here, they can both go to either of these on the yellow. I don't really have much room to do it in here. We can do it this way. And then our brown wire can just go to our common right here in the center. We should be good to go. We'll make sure nothing's touching anything. Now, if we get lucky, we can just plug this back in and it should start up. But as hot as that motor is, it's probably on an overheat, but we'll try. So we heard our relay click, but nothing on the fan motor itself. So in this particular case, as hot as this guy is, heat is the #1 killer for motors. But because it's so hot, and she caught it relatively quickly, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. If you can imagine, our common wire here is on a temperature disconnect. So if it gets hot enough, it just opens up, and eventually it'll cool off enough again and close, theoretically. So rather than charge them for a motor at this particular time, we'll advise them just to essentially turn the system off, give it a few hours, turn it back on, see if the blower starts. If it does not, we'll come back and talk to them about replacing a motor. At the same time, this will allow our ice to melt a little bit. It's already melting a good bit, but we'll give this the benefit of the doubt, and if we hear back from her in an hour or two that it's not working, we'll come back and change the motor. Otherwise, we'll call it good. Well, by now we've probably changed many capacitors together, but that's just another reminder there. Just because a unit is freezing up doesn't necessarily mean it has anything to do with the refrigerant. You know, you got to think, is there an airflow problem? Is there a pressure problem? Is the pressure problem caused by airflow? Could be dirty coils, dirty filters, blower motor not working, could be a relay, could be a capacitor kind of thing. Realistically, most heating and cooling issues you run into, everybody wants to just jump to, hey, it's refrigerant, but in reality, most of the time, I think it was somewhere around 70% of the time, if I remember from my schooling many years ago, but a vast majority of the time, it's actually an electrical issue or component issue, as it was in this particular case. We pulled the motor off, or the door off rather, and we could hear that motor trying. It was humming in there, and I guess I should have just unplugged it then, but I was trying to be cool and show you can spin the blower wheel and get it to run momentarily. But unfortunately, it overheated, and if you can imagine, there's a little thermal overload in there on that common, the black wire on that particular case, that basically just, actually the black wire on that one's high speed, so it's the purple wire on that Goodman. But anyway, same thing. Well, not the same thing, but the little thermal overload will just spring open when it gets too hot. As the temperature drops, eventually it'll close, latch back shut, and theoretically the motor will start. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt because it was trying, and it was hot enough to fry an egg. I burned my fingers a couple of times trying to change that capacitor. So as I say, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. We have to let it defrost anyway because of all the ice built up on it. So we're just going to let her leave it shut down for a few hours and try it again. So hopefully by now we'll see a big thing right here that says, hey, the unit's working. But anyway, that said, heat is the #1 killer of electric motors, because you can imagine all we're doing is literally using wire to make windings or electromagnets to make it rotate. When they do those windings, when they're wrapping that real thin wire, it's insulated, but it's insulated in it's almost like a lacquer material. It's real thin, and heat can denature it, basically cause it to kind of crumble, turn to dust, and if it does that and shorts together, dead motor kind of thing. So our little thermal overload will save us quite a few times. Eventually it'll get hot enough that it won't anymore. Eventually the little mechanism there won't work anymore. So as I say, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully it started back up. But we'll I think it's running on about 3 o'clock on my Saturday, so hopefully that was the last thing I have and I can go home and be a nerd.